This is a small version of the laboratory that was on the Jupiter 2 lower deck. And this is the test panel. And then they had another Burroughs faceplate that was attached to the wall. This was something they were examining from the episode Oasis, the papaya that caused Dr. Smith to grow into a giant. There's also some fungus from a Hapgood ship that seemed to have escaped here. This is an original Sage panel, although not used on Jupiter 2. It was a Vectrex prop panel. It was wired as a prop. And this is a replica panel as well as this one is. And this, of course, is where Dr. Smith disposed of the guard on the first episode. And of course there's some Melmac plates that they always used on their galley. Also in the labs where they keep the deuteronium fuel. This is some carbon tetrachloride that Will brought back from Hatfield Hardware. Will's baby rocket experiments. And the ubiquitous flashlights that they always used. The Dino light, which were super bright, which showed up great under the studio lights. And a visor that might have been used on the show too. This is the, part of the observatory. This was an intercom that one of the intercoms that they had on the show that flanked the Burroughs down the lower viewport. This wasn't on the Jupiter 2, but it was in a publicity shot of June Lockhart, and it's an actual Swedish phone called the Erica phone. And in this cabinet, we have some of the Robinsons' entertainment. We got the books that they were reading, Beyond the Solar System, and they happened to bring along some magazines just before they left too, so they have some reading material. Will Robinson's choice was, popular electronics. Dr. Smith liked opera news.
Show me a label.
Don West was partial to flying, so he had a flight magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And off in space, Dr. Smith was playing cards with Mr. Naring using a funny type of poker card with planets and asteroids on them instead of regular cards. This is the observatory that was on the lower deck, and it's foreshortened from the actual observatory on the Jupiter 2, but it does have a lot of the key elements of it. Among those are the acceleration couch door, from which Dr. Smith made his first appearance when he slid out as its saboteur. This is an actual Sage power panel that was actually on the Jupiter 2. There was 10 of them altogether, 4 in the observatory, 4 in the lab, and 2 in the galley. And this was actually one of them, and it has even Fox written on the back of it. And on the left side of the observatory cabinets was the robot power control. This is on the first episode. The technician was calibrating the system just before he left. He also flipped the robot power switch to on, and this is where he charged the power pack for the robot. Of course, Dr. Smith flipped the switch down and it left an incompleted circuit, so the robot came back over and flipped it back on. This is Dr. Smith's stateroom, and just like the original, you have the desk that folds down, and also there's they never showed on the show, but there's drawers or cabinets underneath there for storing their clothes. The shelves here have these bars on to keep stuff from falling out of them when the ship is being rocked. And this was even one of the books that Penny was reading on Wish Upon a Star. And Dr. Smith was using this very tape recorder when he was recording his SOS message for Condemned to Space. And fold it out the bed, you can drop it, and it's a cantilever just like the bed on the Jupiter 2. However, even their bed wasn't, even though it was cantilevered, wasn't strong enough to support somebody when they were sitting on it. So they had legs that they screwed to when anybody was actually sitting on it or laying on it. But instead of that, I have a drop-down leg there, which adds a little strength to it for when you want to sit on it. Here's the each of the staterooms had a control panel, and this was what you would use when they're away from the flight console. It alerts them to any kind of danger, and they could also suppress or avert the danger by flipping these switches automatically. And also here's your telemetry with your different bands, you know, when they wanted to be able to monitor any signals from their stateroom. And over here is the Dr. Smith's closet. He is always stashing away alien artifacts and hoping to make a lot of money when he returned to Earth with them. And these are some of the items that he stashed away. Among them is the 12-inch Jupiter 2 that he wished for, the Billy Bones head, Nick the parrot, the follow leader mask, the Quasti mask. Here's his SOS that he ill-fatedly sent into space with his 3-inch reel there. He did manage to save one bottle of Cosmonium for Mr. Naring. There's his platinum lily that he had. And he also did manage to dig up a cyclamen plant, and before they were all killed off. And here's even Will's apple from Wish Upon a Star. And these are flower frogs that they used for alien machines that were light controlled, and they had a flashing light underneath them. So this is my Jupiter 2, and I hope you enjoyed looking at it.